We summon the ghost of Gina Cole, the ghost of Abraham Lincoln High School. We're going to be going over... Y'all? Okay. Can we stop? Can we stop, please?
Yeah, just go first.
Okay, because they...
Starting out with the
We summon the ghost of Abraham Lincoln High School. Today I want this ghost to tell me the 5 main points of today. How to make an Ouija board, the benefits of not playing an Ouija board correctly, the outcomes of not saying goodbye, my personal experiences from playing an Ouija board, and lastly, the benefit to society. Now let's start out with what we would need to make an Ouija board. First, you would need scissors, a small piece of cardboard, a little bit bigger of a piece of cardboard, and a Sharpie. Now, let's make the Ouija board. So first, we're going to take the small piece of cardboard and stick a piece, then you're going to cut a hole, somewhat of a hole. It doesn't have to be perfect, because nothing in this world is perfect. So let's just cut. That's good enough. So let's just set those two things aside. Now, I'm going to get some assistance from Emma here because my handwriting sucks. So let's make the Ouija board. First, you would need the words Ouija in the top middle of the board. Now, try to make this as big as you can. Just don't make it too big. And then, after you put the word Ouija, it should look something. Emma. Now, Emma has misspelled some things, but you got to spell this correctly if you want to make this work. So it's going to look something like this. And then next, you're going to want to put the words yes and no. So for yes, you're going to want to put it in the top left of the corners. And then for the word no, try to line it up just with the no, yes, and put in big letters, put no. And it should look like this. Next, you want to do letters. So you want to do it in an all-key shape or rainbow if you prefer. And you want to put the A through Z. Now, when you do this, make sure they're not that big, but make sure they're big enough. Big enough because it's going to be harder for you to see. And then as you are doing this, I want to go over, start kind of talking about my next point. The rules of the Ouija board. But before we get into that part, let me show you what Emma has done. So she made A through Z. And now Emma's going to make the numbers 1 through 9, ending with the number 0. And as you do this is so if you are asking like questions about age or when they died. And then lastly, you want to put, so you should have something that looks like this. And then lastly, you want to put the word goodbye in all capital letters because that's probably the most important thing you can do when playing an Ouija board. And it's going to look like this. So let's just set that aside because we're done with that for a little bit. Now, so the sci-fi says that when playing the Ouija board, you should never ask the following questions. When are you going to die? How are you going to die? And where? Because this can lead to demonic oppression, or known as possession. Now, you might be asking why this is important. Well, because if you get possessed, you can hurt your family, your close friends, or people just in the household that aren't even playing. Now, let's move on to my third point. Now, why is it so good to say goodbye? Saying goodbye if you don't say goodbye, you can leave the spirit realm open. Now, the Ouija board is a portal to the spirit realm. So, say that we were playing right now with the plane jet and the Ouija board. You're going to, if you don't say goodbye after your session is closed, you are going to leave that spirit realm open and let other spirits come through that portal. Now, let's go to the next point. With the my personal experiences with playing an Ouija board, my mom's and my sisters went to the Velasquez Motor House, and one of the friends who they don't really talk to anymore, decided to invite the ghost home. Now, in my defense, she is kind of a blonde, so she's not really bright in the head. So when she asked, on the way home, my mom's seat caught on fire, and we had heated seats in the car, but my mom's did not work, may we add. The electrical wiring wasn't connected right, so it just didn't work, and it caught on fire. Now, another story with my mother. She was talking to this ghost named Pam. Randomly, this ghost said when she's going to die. She was supposed to die at the age of 40. She is now 43, may we add. So she clearly didn't die at that time. But she just started saying when everyone in that household was going to die and random stuff. But that ghost kind of faded away. So we don't really talk to that one anymore. Now, when you and Vox.com said that the Ouija board is a hoax, but with the following stories, I can assure you guys that it is not a hoax. And then Smith O magazine says that the Ouija board is beneficial to society because you can connect with your loved ones that have passed on, or use it for entertainment pieces. But they also say that if you are depressed, sad, or angry, or have any negative emotions, you should never play on a Ouija board because it can lead to demonic possession. Now, as I wrap up here, I want you guys to think about actually going out and making a Ouija board your guys yourself. We talked about the following points today: how to make an Ouija board, rules of an Ouija board, why it's so good to say goodbye, my personal experiences, and lastly, the benefit to society.